Hey everyone, I just wanted to cover a new installation solution that has come out recently and we are getting a chance to install it today. So take a look. So let's start by opening up the screen. Piece of plastic, I'm going to cheat carefully. So this is the externally mounted screen. So instead of the radio being built in, this is an 8-inch LCD monitor. There's the connections. So with the help of the Apex kit, this is going to replace the factory screen. So there won't be a factory LCD. This will be our new LCD screen. So that's cool. And then this is the highway box. So this is your basic radio, right? Nothing fancy here. But the screen doesn't mount to this, right? All the standard radio connections, power connections, RCAs, everything plugs in back here. But now the screen is going to plug in with these cables. So we can remotely mount this in the car. This doesn't need to be in the dash. This goes in the instructions. It'll show us exactly where to put this. This gets hidden away and controls this piece. Very, very cool technology. So to make this all work, we are going to use the new Apex kits for my Idatalink Maestro. So let's take a look again. First time. I've seen them installed. I've seen them on display. I've never actually had my hands on one. So this is our first one. So you can see, works with the radios, retains the factory bezel. Here's an example in an F-150. Replaces the screen, gives you all the features. Oh, let's see, how are we opening this? There's tape, and let's get into it. Very nice packaging. Get rid of that. Extra Apex. Let's see what's in the box. All kinds of stuff in here. So this is our harness. This is what's going to plug into the car. Looks like there's a USB in there. Factory radio harnesses. So this is basically your deck harness that they give you in the box. So this is what we're going to use to integrate into the vehicle. We plug that, and then we use the Kenwood one. This, plugs into the radio. Block off plates, mounting brackets. There's like a USB knockout, different sizes depending on the vehicle. They give you all the options. These kits work on multiple different vehicles. It's not, I have a Ford F-150 and I need this kit. They've designed these kits work basically on any Ford, in this case, with an 8-inch screen. This is the solution. A box mounting hardware and various brackets. So that's going to mount probably better than factory did. What else do we have? And then another big steel bracket here. They even give you panel tools. These are my new favorite panel tools. I love these things. What else we can dig up? So like I said, we're going to use the Idatalink Maestro Mic 1. This is a new product. It's pretty new. It's like the last year it's come out. This allows us to use the factory microphone in the vehicle. This gets programmed to the vehicle and set up. Allows us to use the factory microphones. We're not having to do external microphones to make it more OEM, look more factory. Again, the Kenwood one, this just allows, you need this because there's no harness for it. This plugs into the radio, that plugs into the harness for the Apex kit. And then obviously the Maestro R, this is the brain box of the unit. This allows the radio to talk to the vehicle. This gives us all of our integration, our amplifier control, our steering wheel control, vehicle information, all of that is handled with the Maestro RR. So in the box that came with the JVC, there's the GPS antenna that we use. This just adds to increased accuracy when you're using CarPlay and Android Auto. This gives us video, multiple camera inputs, dash camera, 3 camera inputs, so you can do front, rear, and side cameras. We're not doing that in this application, but it has the plugs to do it. Standard RCA, looks like front, rear, sub, and an aux in. Pretty normal, pretty standard stuff. This looks like an IR receiver for the radio. So if you want to use the included credit card remote, it's crazy that companies are still giving these. I thought these died 20 years ago, but I did a Sony yesterday that had it, and JVC is giving them as well. So that's why you need the IR receiver, because it's not built into the screen. USB cable. And an adapter to go from USB-A to USB-C. And a screw. And the Bluetooth microphone that we're not using. That's about it. That's what's in the boxes. Cameras plugged in, data cables are plugged in, antenna cables plugged in, and then the video and data cable for the screen are all taped up and they're plugged in. So I'm ready for a vehicle. I've figured out which brackets I need. These are the 2 sets of brackets I'm going to have to use for this car. I've got those figured out. Instructions are up, ready to go. Now I just got to wait for the car, and we'll walk you through taking it apart and getting this system all set up. Okay, car's showing up. Just wanted to show what it looks like in here. It does have the THX audio. So that's the factory radio. It works fine. It's just a little outdated in technology. So this screen's going to get replaced. The factory USB down here is going to get replaced. The radio controls here are still going to work. Radio controls in the steering wheel are still going to work. Just get this taken apart and do some upgrading. Okay, So after a bit of work, the center stack is out. So that's the actual brain box of the radio. So that's going to get replaced with the JVC one. And then there's your dash. So you can see that screen is a separate module. Let me just spin this around in the car. Oh. So that piece there is going to get replaced with our JVC 8-inch screen. All right, and just like that, brain box is in. Lots of stuff back there. Nice thing is that box is a bit smaller, so it gives you a bit more room. But there's lots of cables to run. The USB cable is run. So we have the video. This is for the screen. This is the IR cable for the remote, and then a ground cable we have to hook up. You can see it. USB is back in the factory spot, which turned out to be a bit bigger job than I was expecting. I had to pull half the console. The next job now is to swap the screen into it, plug it in, and let's give it a try. Okay, screen's mounted up. Like I said, it looks factory. It looks exactly like the Ford screen that was in there before, but it's not. It's the JVC. You can see the brackets mounted all up. I just got to plug it in, plug the dash back in, and we should have a brand new JVC radio in this thing. And just like that, it's all done. I've installed thousands of radios in my time. This is one of the coolest integrations that I've ever done. Pretty seamless. It works more or less like factory, but all the good stuff of an aftermarket radio. I'll show you kind of a quick once over of how it works. So that's it. Sorry, the screen's too bright, it's focusing. It looks basically factory. So let's turn the vehicle off. Open the door. So with vehicle off, it looks like the Ford screen. You can't tell that anything's changed. Close the door. I'm going to start the car because the battery's getting a little low. Oh, but it's a JVC. Everything works just like it did on the Ford radio, but now it's a fully aftermarket solution. It's so good. It's really hard to focus on because the screen is so bright. So radio, all of your menus, your HDMI, CarPlay, everything comes up in here. It's all touchscreen. It's super nice and fast. So we're listening to the radio. Volume knob works like factory. Tuning knob works like factory. Track up, track down, still works. Heater controls, if I want to put on auto heat, it brings up the screen, turns on the heat, and you can adjust from here if you'd like. Turn it off. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this. There's all your climate control. Like all the settings are here from the factory. I go into, close that, go into my settings. Camera works. You can adjust the camera. You can adjust everything. Everything's adjustable. It works. All the factory stuff is still here, but on a much nicer screen. And then if I go into gauges, you get aftermarket performance gauges that you can customize. I go into, we've already done climate control, vehicle info, battery voltage, gear indicator, all this. This is all done. Settings are in here. So if you've ever played with the Idatalink with the Maestro, that's what powers this, but the integration is so much better. And there's your factory backup camera. Still works just like it did before. Awesome. Steering wheel controls still work. When you make any adjustment on the heater controls, it automatically kicks the screen over. It's all here. It's all here. It works. Even the cluster, I'm very, very impressed. Very well done. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these radios in the future. USB, you can see down there, we've replaced. Like, it's all here. Everything works just like it's supposed to. Well done, JVC Kenwood. Well done, Idata. These new Apex kits. I was excited when they came out. I wanted to do one. I knew it would work. I didn't think it would work as well as it did. I'm very, very impressed. More of my clients will be getting this solution. Car, a little 2015 MKC. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, let me know. Send me a message, send me an email, put it in the comment. And I hope to do more of showing you guys some new technology. Have a great day.